Hey guys, welcome to Project Metal Music's YouTube channel with your host Elion, and we are here with the brilliant Loss Campbell. So welcome, Loss.
Thank you. Hi, guys.
So Loss, could you introduce yourself and what you do within the band?
I am what it says on the tin. I am Loss Campbell. So apart from being boss lady, I also play guitar and lead vocal. Yeah, that is me.
Cool. So let's dive into some questions. As a kid, what were you listening to?
If I can remember that far back, probably my earliest memories are probably Nickelback, Guns N' Roses. Probably with a bit of S Club 7 mixed in because you're a kid, you don't know, do you?
Yeah, true. Yes. So who actually, who actually got you into music? Was it a family member or sibling or somebody from school?
Um, my parents were always into rock music, but my uncle was into sort of the heavier stuff, which is, what I've grown up through my teenage years listening to. And stuff a bit out of the box as well, like anathema and not sort of your mainstream rock or alternative. So I had quite a mixture of, everything from Korn to Skunk and Nancy and loads and loads of different influences. And then you just go off and find your own thing, don't you? So I got more and more into blues. People like Joe Bonamassa and Joanne Shaw Taylor. So I've always tried to keep it quite varied, which I think comes across in my music as well.
Yeah, cool. Who actually inspired you to become a musician? Was it a family member or like somebody from like say Korn or Skunk and Nancy?
I don't remember one particular person inspiring me. I just always had sort of like an internal drive that I wanted to make music and I wanted to, not only write my own songs, because before I could even play any instruments or I had any idea of how to write a song, I was probably about 6 years old. I used to draw shapes in books and I could hear the sounds from the shapes. And that's how I first can remember writing a song, kind of. But then I progressed on and went to play the flute, but I'm not totally sure where that came from. But I moved it more into rock when I was in my teenage years, and that came from music I was listening to. So I was inspired by the bands that I was listening to after finding out what music I liked and wanted to recreate.
Cool, cool. Were you in any bands before you started to like Loss Campbell?
I don't believe so. I tried desperately to start a few bands with my schoolmates, but nobody was really committed enough. So I sort of went off solo, did my own thing, and then I ended up finding my own band members that were a bit older than me, but that wanted to, gig every weekend. So that was, more what I was after, really.
Yeah, cool, cool. What have you been up to, especially over the last year or so?
We had a really busy 2022, probably the best year for the band so far. Certainly, we started off with the best lineup that we've had. There's 4 of us now. Me, Stephen Pickles on bass, Tom Kirby on drums, and Alice Aborn on guitar. And we literally played absolutely everywhere, and we got to play with so many amazing people last year, including Richie Ramone and Eric Martin. And we we did plenty of shows in places that we've never been to. So we did Scotland about 4 times, and at the start of last year, we'd never done Scotland at all. I don't even think some of us in the band hadn't even visited Scotland before playing it. So it was just fantastic. Like the travelling and the memories that we made last year was phenomenal. And I hope this year will be the same.
Sort of like we've got a couple of comments coming in. The first one is from Javo. He says, "Hiya, Loz."
Hi, Java.
And our good friend Bastian says, "Like your song and video, Bad Girl."
Oh, thank you very much.
And another one of our what?
Oh, sorry. It's actually a year since we were in the studio recording that. Bad Girl.
Yeah, and another one of our subscribers, Tony, he says Yorkshire rocks, and it does.
It does. I can't lie, it does.
Yeah. I lived down in Yorkshire for 15 years, so
Cool.
that shows. So, what's the been up to? Have you been writing any new music, or planning on writing new music?
Well, we just finished recording our next EP, which we're going to be releasing within the next couple of weeks. But funnily enough, today, in fact, I did start writing a new song. Because I always find myself one step ahead, when we've got something new to release now, but I'm already thinking, 6 months in advance of like what's next sort of thing.
Cool. What's the? He said you're going to be releasing a new EP. What's it called, and what's on it?
It's a self-titled EP. We did that purposely because the tracks that are on there are basically what we want to be known as Loss Campbell, because obviously I started off as a solo act and have gradually grown heavier and heavier into the rock scene. So it's kind of like a new, wipe the slate clean, this is the sound, the reason for going self-titled. So on that EP, Bad Girl is on there. Also Beautiful Liar, what we released 3 months ago. A new one that's not been released yet, and a couple of live tracks as well.
Yeah, cool. Javo has said, he says, was years ago, supported you at O'Reilly's in Hull. You've come a long way since then, yes.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I remember that gig. I do like O'Reilly's. Yeah, big stage, big catwalk sort of stage. Speaking about gigs, are you going out on tour in the next month or so? Yeah, in fact, this time next month we will be on the road. So following from the release of the new EP, we'll be going on a 7-day UK headline tour.
Whereabouts are you starting there from?
Starting on the 12th of February in Edinburgh, and then we've got Newcastle, Sheffield, Manchester, Birmingham, London, Nottingham. I think that's all the dates.
Right. Thank you, Bastian. Thank you. Speaking of O'Reilly's in Hull, I've been sort of like working with a guy from Hull called Matt Howlett, and he does like a lot of stuff with like local and local-based bands in Hull and Yorkshire-based bands. Are you thinking about going over to well, the pitch is called the Rugby Union. Are you thinking about going over to Hull again to play, like either O'Reilly's or at say the Springbank Tavern or the New Clarence in Hull?
There's no plans as of yet, but funnily enough, I was speaking to our booking agent this week, and I said, what about Hull? And he says, nobody goes there. So maybe we might have to think about that one.
Yeah, I know the Max and Max Calavera from the former lead singer of Sepultura was there in Hull, and so was the lead singer of Slipknot was there as well recently. So in Hull, so quite possibly, like I said, I will hook you up if you want. I can hook you with Matt Howlett, because he does like a lot some bookings over there in Hull.
Yeah, that'd be definitely somebody to talk to. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no worries. So, we just touched on the writing some new material. Are you planning on any more as a single or planning on another EP to release after this tour?
With the new EP not being out yet, I've not really thought about releasing another one after that. I've got some money to claw back first, because it's been quite a costly process recording it all last year. So if everybody buys an EP, yes, there'll be another one. But until then, no.
Yeah. Yeah. So, where can people find you on social media?
So absolutely everywhere. It's just Loss Campbell. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Spotify, everywhere.
Yeah. So have you got any music on? Like, obviously, you've got Spotify. Have you got any? Is the new EP on there on Spotify?
It will be, yeah. It comes out on the 1st of February, so that'll be on there. It'll be on iTunes. But yeah, best way for people to support us is to go to our website, www.losscampbellmusic.co.uk, and buy the hard copy, because then we get everything back from that.
Yeah. I've also put Loss Campbell's Facebook page in the chat. So if you want to go check them out, check Loss Campbell out. The links there, and obviously the website's been linked to the Facebook page.
Thanks very much.
Yeah. Is there obviously you've got like a hard copy of the EP? Is there any other merch you've got on the site?
Yeah, there's a variety of t-shirts. I have also just ordered some new t-shirts that'll be available as of the 1st of Feb and on the tour as well. So there's a couple of new cartoony designs, because I like to do the cartoon designs because they're a little bit different. So they'll be being released soon. There's all sorts of stuff: patches, mugs. I'm trying to think now. Wristbands. Lots of stuff with the logo on, basically.
Cool. So for the new people who've come to the stream, if you've got any questions for Loz, ask away, and I will ask them. So this is probably going to be my last question for this. Any advice for people who want to become a musician?
I'd say be prepared to work harder than you play. and never, lose sight of why you started doing it, and never lose that, that excitement, that bug that you had at the beginning, and watch out for certain people, and always stick true to yourself and go with your gut feeling. But most importantly, make the music that you want to make, and if you're true to yourself, I think people will find you likable, and you'll pull people towards you, and pull a good group of people around you, and build a fan base, basically.
Yeah, cool. Java says, I think he's referring back to bands people not going to Hull. Says they bloody do, Ha ha ha.
Yeah, well,
the
fish and chips are good.
Yeah, never been to Hull, but it's on. I will be getting down to Hull to see like a few bands down there. So yeah, no, if the fish and chips are good,
Yeah,
I'll be going.
I know Riley's is a great venue. Great owner there that looks after the bands and looks after the people that go in there. Yeah, more people should go to Hull then. Maybe it's Hull's year.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Spread the word about fish and chips.
Yeah. You can't beat a good old English fish and chips.
That's it.
Yeah. So Loz, I think that might be about it for us. So thank you so much for coming on and doing a little interview. And yeah, been an absolute pleasure.
Cool. No, thank you for your time, and bye, Java. Nice to see you again.
Yeah, and thanks to Bastian for setting this little interview up. Thank you, Bastian.
Yeah, much appreciated. Cheers.
Yeah. Go and check out Loss Campbell on their website, and there is also the Facebook link to their to their Facebook page, Loss Music. So yeah, go check them out on social medias as well. So yeah, again, Loz, thank you so much for coming on and doing this little interview. It's been an absolute pleasure.
No, thank you. Have a good weekend.
You too.